Oh, yum. That was a big bite.
In this corner, the heavyweight beast known as the Pizzarito.
Whoa! You got pizza and you got a burrito, the two best things in life. And you combine it into one? I don't know what to do with myself.
And in this corner, a Bavarian favorite gets twisted with a Korean kick.
You know it was just a match made in heaven as soon as this happens.
We're going 8 rounds with the craziest mashups you can put in your mouth.
What happens if you put it together? Magic happens, actually.
I know, right?
Wow.
So good.
It's kind of an insane mashup. You never know what you're gonna get. Every time it's something new, it's something fun.
This food paradise is a real knockout, full of monster mashups. New York City may be the home of the perfect slice, but 30 miles north, in the town of Pearl River, Russo's House of Pizza is slicing and dicing some amazing mashups.
Russo's menu is so different. You get all of these unique twists on actual modern pizza, and it's just plainly amazing.
Every time my customers see my mashup for the first time, it's the same reaction across the board. Whoa!
The man creating those whoa faces is Michael Russo, a third-generation pie man who took a slight doctoral detour.
My grandfather started in the business. My father was in the business. My father left to become a doctor. I decided to become a doctor, and I looked at my father and I said, Dad, I love you, but I want to go back to pizza.
Michael's pie game was so on point, he even managed to pull his parents back into pizza.
We got the Stash, AKA Doc. That's my dad. Then we got my mom. Mom, wave, say hi.
The customers keep coming back for his super stuffed mega mashup pizza burrito mix, the Pizzarito.
Customers love the Pizzarito because it combines the best of both worlds. You have Sunday dinner, you have Monday dinner, and you have a shape of a burrito, but it's not a burrito, it's better than a burrito.
Before we get to the Rito, there must be pizza.
Now this sauce is a little bit different than my mother's marinade.
Michael's sauce features crushed tomatoes spiced up with pepper, garlic, basil, oregano, and salt.
The basil gives me a sense of that old Italian kitchen, waking up Sunday mornings to a fresh pot of sauce. You're sitting on the stove for like 8 hours.
Michael hand tosses the dough, then cuts it into the perfect 16-inch circle.
I don't put as much sauce on in the beginning because I have so much more stuff to put on it, so I don't want it to collapse.
A sprinkle of the cheeses, Romano and mozzarella, and this plain pie settles in for a quick stint in the oven.
I put it in the back of the oven just so it heats up a little bit quicker. Now this is the base of the Pizzarito.
Michael piles on the good stuff, which means every topping in the place.
We're gonna start off with the chicken cutlets. Why chicken? Because who doesn't like chicken parm on pizza? Then, do a nice row of pepperoni.
No Sunday dinner would be complete without pasta.
We get more sauce. Romano again. This is the most crucial part in the Pizzarito because this is what makes it ooey and gooey.
Why not add some mozz that's already been melted in the fryer?
I layer that out. This way you get a mozzarella stick in every bite that you take of this thing. Infamous meatballs. Crumble that up.
The pizza goes back for another bake, then comes the rockin' and rollin'.
This is the moment of truth. This still makes me nervous every time I do it. Now, I cut it before I put it back in the oven, just because the inside needs to get just a little bit hotter for that ooey gooey.
Can do it.
Russo's OG Pizzarito, the ultimate Italian Mexi mashup.
You got pizza and you got a burrito, the two best things in life. And you combine it into one? I don't know what to do with myself.
This thing's almost 17 inches. It's crazy. I'm a big guy. You come in here and this thing just it takes your breath away.
The pepperoni, the spice from that is just everything.
There's literally a whole box of pasta in here. So good.
It's like an amusement park of flavors, and I feel like I'm on some kind of roller coaster ride. I do not want to get off.
If you have any dessert room, fill it with an appley sweet surprise called the paizza. Your standard step 1 pizza procedure of dough stretching takes a turn.
Put it on the screen this way because this has so much weight, it can't sit on the brick itself because it will burn.
He spreads apples sweetened with brown sugar on the pie, then gets to cracking.
I put the eggs on the brim of the pie, so when I cut the strips for the lattice, it sticks to it.
The lattice top is Nona approved.
Now I go back with the egg again. It's just so it gets that nice golden brown in the oven. A little bit more sugar on top.
Michael slides it into a 500-degree oven for 15 minutes.
Final touch, a little powdered sugar. Actually, a lot of powdered sugar. Apple pizza, the ultimate Italian-American mashup.
The pie filling is so sweet, and on top of the pizza crust, it just balances the flavor out. It's just so gooey and good.
It is the best thing you will ever taste.
The great flavor of the apple and the cinnamon just combined together. Amazing.
The crust is even better than a regular pie crust. It's crispier, it has more flavor. This is incredible.
I actually taste the sweetness of the apple, but I feel like I'm eating a pizza, but the sweetest pizza you have ever tasted.
If Italy and America had a love child, I think this would be it.
Don't settle for boring plain when you can get the perfect mashup at Russo's House of Pizza.
This is where it's at. I'm doing my pizza dance.
The blending of flavors from all over the globe is what Los Angeles is all about, especially in eclectic neighborhoods like Koreatown.
I never expected delicious German food in Koreatown. This is the only place that combines both those flavors.
It's kind of the perfect mashup.
Yeah.
Beer Garden gives a Korean kick to the best in German food. This delicious, ingenious combo comes courtesy of the Kwan siblings, Neil and Anne.
Adding all the German elements into it, it improved upon a lot of the dishes that we have.
There's a lot of overlapping between the two cuisines. We figured that Korean and German food really was a perfect mashup.
You know it was just a match made in heaven as soon as this happened.
This is such a good mesh of German and Korean culture.
Get the best of both with the best of the worst pretzel.
We wanted to bring really the German bratwurst and the Korean influence together.
Cooking German sausage in a classic Korean sauce called kalbi.
It's a Korean barbecue sauce that my father actually taught me.
Garlic, onion, and ginger make a lively flavor blend. Soy sauce gets it salty, sugar and honey get it sweet. Then, on to the oil.
If you're talking Korean, it's sesame oil. It really makes the flavor.
Anne adds red and black peppery heat, some sesame crunch, and a bit of booze.
Korean soju, the vodka of Korea. It acts as a tenderizer, makes the meat juicy and good.
Fresh green onions, and the kalbi is complete. Now for a triple mashup of meat.
Bratwurst, pork level 1. Kielbasa, pork level 2. Spam, pork level 3. We are definitely not pork shy.
The protein gets good and grilled.
It gives you a nice snap when you bite into it.
The German brat gets saucy in the Korean kalbi, and then it's all about that base, a locally sourced Bavarian pretzel. A coating of butter and a sprinkle of rock salt make it pretzel perfect.
Look at that color, nicely crispy brown.
Anne loads it up, filling the open sections with her 3 meats and topping with not 1, but 2 fermented favorites, German sauerkraut and Korean kimchi.
Kimchi is fermented Napa cabbage.
It's like the sauerkraut of Korea.
A little K-Town magic. If you want the best, go for the worst.
It is like the perfect mixture of like salty and sweet and savory.
It's a full German sausage, so you get that whole flavor explosion. And then on top you have this Korean like barbecue.
It is just so juicy and like that fried texture melding with the sauerkraut. It is just utter perfection.
Beer Garden adds another crash up to their mashup when they give their Korean-German cuisine a Mexican twist in the loaded nacho pretzel.
We are a mashup of what we think LA is, really a melting pot of everything else.
It's a happy medium, and it starts with a sizzle.
This is Angus ground beef, so when I cook it, it almost smells like steak.
And gets it chunky with onions and bell peppers, then juiced up with tomatoes and baked beans. Next, a heat wave of cayenne and Korean red pepper flakes.
Really give it a good kick. Daebak. In Korean, we say taebak when the food is really good.
And takes the meat mashup a step further with an authentic German knockwurst.
So it's made out of pork and veal with a little bit of herbs and spices inside.
Paired with Spam.
Something that I grew up on. Spam is so popular in Korea. Honestly, it's just really good.
She puts them together fried by fried. Then Anne does an international twist on salsa. It starts as your average pico, then gets funky.
The kimchi kapow, just to remind you that we are in Koreatown. A lot more like of that pungent, kicking flavor. Best kimchi pico you can ever find.
And transforms a pretzel into no-chip nachos with a cheddar drizzle and lots of beefy chili. Then the deep-fried meats, both German and Korean.
Porky bombs of flavor. Now for the kimchi salsa.
With pickled jalapenos and an encore of nacho cheese.
Oh, yeah.
That is a loaded nacho pretzel.
Bavarian pretzel with soul.
Kimchi taking the place of the sauerkraut and really improving on it.
It's like my birthday. I have everything going on.
It's a little bit of Korean, a little bit of German, a little bit of the Tex-Mex, and it's just a perfect combo. It just goes so well together.
When you're cruising for some fusion, head to the corner of Germany and Korea in Los Angeles at Beer Garden.
In the end, it's like good meat, good beer, and just people hanging out.
You know how they do mashups in America's Dairyland. Anything plus cheese. And in Greenfield, Wisconsin, that anything goes great with the king of comfort foods at Great Modern Mac and Cheese.
Everybody, young and old, has some connection with mac and cheese, and given the fact that we're from the dairy state, we thought that was a perfect combination.
I love that you can really create anything with mac and cheese. It's this platform that you can put anything on.
I like that they infuse some of their flavors into a classic mac and cheese.
Like this game day goodie full of crunch and pep, the Nacho Mac.
I was eating a plate of nachos, and it was this aha light bulb moment of what happens if you put it together. And magic happens, actually.
The magic starts with a creamy bechamel, made from butter and flour mixed with great secret seasoning and milk.
We like to use just a small whisk around here. Our bechamel, when people ask what it tastes like, we say that it tastes like home.
Next step in creating a happy home is heaps of shredded cheese.
Our cheese is obviously the best cheese around because it's here from Wisconsin. And so we use a 2-year cheddar and a mozzarella. Can't have mac and cheese if you're not going to taste that cheese. And then we're going to fold in those noodles.
Great uses a thick, ridged pasta imported from Italy to lock in the gooey.
And we want to make sure that that bechamel and cheese sauce actually covers every noodle. We don't like sad noodles around here, and sad noodles are noodles that don't have any cheese.
A little crispy crumble and the mac bakes in a cast iron skillet, which can withstand the heat of great 650-degree oven.
And it's got this perfect golden crust on it. It's actually crackling a little bit from that cheese melting.
The mac looks amazing. And here comes the nacho part.
This is a local ground beef that we get from a farm just north of here.
The tang of local Wisconsin sour cream is followed by the brightness of spicy salsa.
And then we're actually gonna put a few jalapenos in there, and then it gets garnished with a crown of tortilla chips. So you can actually dunk these in there and make nachos with your mac and cheese.
Go ahead, dip in.
This is nacho, ordinary mac and cheese.
Mac and cheese by itself, nachos by themselves, put them together, they're perfect.
A lot of fresh salsa, some great ground meat. It tastes like somebody put some time and some love into it.
The ground beef is fantastic. You can tell it's Wisconsin cheese. Broils off really nicely.
Look at this, guys.
Really is all about the cheese.
It's almost better than nachos because you got the nachos and you got all the meat and all the cheese, and then you throw some noodles in there.
It's got everything you'd want in one meal.
Another must-have mashup is Great's piping hot noodles topped with one of America's unbelievable favorites, the Bacon Cheeseburger Mac.
This is probably one of the most photographed dishes that we have here. We'll bring it out to a table and I get a couple tugs in my shirt asking, which one is that one? Tell me about that one.
This feeding frenzy features another batch of our beautiful mac.
So now that the mac is nice and golden brown, this is when the fun really begins. So we've got our local grass-fed beef, and we just give it some salt and pepper to kind of bring out those flavors.
Here's where Abby gets to the good stuff.
It's a bacon cheeseburger, so you definitely need a good amount of bacon on there. So a couple scoops of bacon.
Crisp iceberg lettuce is drizzled with creamy Thousand Island dressing and crowned with a salty topper.
Being here in Milwaukee, we have a lot of pretzel items, given our German heritage. And so pretzel buns are often seen when people are tailgating or they're grilling out with friends and family. It's the bacon cheeseburger mac. The ultimate comfort food mashup.
Really good. Might have to put mac and cheese on my burgers from now on.
The bacon's a nice crispy touch.
It's juicy, it's savory. It's a nice kind of contrast to mac and cheese. You can't get enough cheese with a cheeseburger, so why not combine the two?
This is a true Wisconsin meal.
For monster-sized mac and cheese mashups, get your shred on at Great Modern. Tasty memories of Southwestern cuisine come to mind when you think about Scottsdale, Arizona. But a new mashup holds sway at Sumo Maya.
The concept here is absolutely crazy amazing. It's an awesome fusion between Asian and Mexican, and nothing has ever been done like this here in Scottsdale.
Very hip and cool. The tree, I think, adds a little romance to it, so it's a great date spot.
General Manager John Banquil will drink to that.
Sumo Maya is a sensory experience unlike anything you've ever seen before. We hit you with the most outrageous Mexican-Asian fusion cuisine you've ever had.
Backstage at Sumo Maya, the heat is on.
Our guys in the kitchen, total wok stars. Cooking on those woks, not an easy task. They burn at about 600 degrees plus. They're like little jet engines. And we use it to create a nice, beautiful char on a lot of the meats that we cook in there.
Like the traditional Mexican pork they use in their most requested mashup, Al Pastor Pad Thai.
When people see Pad Thai, they kind of know what it is, but then we hit them with the Al Pastor pork. That really gives them a good example of who we are at Sumo Maya.
John leaves the cooking to his wok star frontman, Lorenzo Lopez, who creates a multicultural marinade featuring a Mexican staple, achiote. The pepper is balanced by seriously sour orange and the sweet from two kinds of pineapple, juice and fruit.
The acid from the pineapple is going to make tender the al pastor, so all the meat is going to be more tender.
Traditional Mexican spices like cinnamon, cumin, and coriander also join in before Lorenzo dials the flavorometer to Asia.
We have a Korean chili, and then we have garlic, Korean pepper, and fresh ginger. This is how I make my marinade.
Thinly sliced pork shoulder gets slathered in the savory sauce, and after 24 hours, it's ready for a walk on the wild side.
Cook it for like about 1 minute. Make sure that's not cooked too much. So we go out of the noodles right here. So there's a rice noodles. We go add the egg into it, the green onions, and then the beef sprouts.
Tamarind sauce adds a punch of sweet and sour. Then the pad thai is garnished with crunchy peanuts, zesty pico, herby cilantro, and yuzu juice.
Yuzu is a lemon that's grown in Japan, so that really pops all the flavor from the food.
A chili spiked lime, and this mashup is all dressed up and ready to go.
This is a Sumo Maya al pastor pad thai.
Oh my God, that's really good. You have the crunch from the peanuts and you have the savoriness from the noodles and the pork. Just really good.
The pork is so tender. There's so much flavor. A little spicy, a little sweet. Yeah, I'm not used to that flavor in pad thai, but I really like it.
The cilantro is a really nice added touch. You can really get the Mexican feel from that, especially with the lime. And the peanuts is very pad thai. Every single bite, you kind of get a really good feel for both of the cultures in one dish. This is definitely the love child of Mexico and Asia.
Here's another member of the family, the Korean fried chicken torta.
Our Korean fried chicken torta is kind of Mexican on the outside, but all Asian on the inside.
The Korean chicken starts with a mix of Asian flavors, parsley, garlic, oil, and Thai basil. How's that different from Italian basil?
This one, they have purple stems, and they have the aroma of mint and anise to the flavor.
A quick blend and the chicken bathes in that minty marinade for 24 hours. Then it's a dusting, a frying, and this Korean chicken flies south of the border.
Oaxaca cheese is a really Mexican ingredient. It smells really easy and it's really creamy.
A butter-grilled Mexican bolillo roll is the perfect foundation for the crispy, cheesy chicken. Lorenzo adds a level of spicy Korean slaw before stacking it like a skyscraper. That is one mighty mashup.
And it's delicious.
Oh, yum. That was a big bite.
This torta is absolutely incredible.
Kind of an insane mashup. I mean, you have the Korean coleslaw, you've got the Thai basil. The chicken is really tender, but it still has that crispiness to it.
My favorite thing about this dish is the fried chicken, hands down. I mean, it's the star of the dish. It's marinated well, and it really mixes together really beautifully with all the other flavors.
The texture on the sandwich is honestly amazing. It's to the bread being soft, and you have all these different vegetables. It's a monster mashup made in heaven. I love it. That was good.
Sumo Maya will definitely change the way you think about food.
Now that's a monster mashup.
Food mashups abound in Chicago, but at Roots Handmade Pizza, the kooky combos and specialized presentations are the stuff of legend.
It's the only Quad City-style pizza in the whole city, and I didn't even know about it until I ate here.
Quad City chef Greg Moore explains.
Actually, the fun fact is that the Quad Cities is actually 5 cities. So on the Illinois side, you have Rock Island, Moline, and East Moline. You have 2 cities in Iowa, Davenport and Bettendorf. So it's awesome to be able to bring my pizza to Chicago.
But what is this Quad City pizza style?
Apparently, it means that they cut the pizza with scissors, which is crazy.
I'm just gonna say it's pretty weird. I grew up on this. You cut down the middle of the pie, then you turn the pie and you cut it into strips. So it's very different than most places.
There's other differences too, like the dough.
We use a dark brewer's malt that gives it a real nutty taste. Even the pizza oven's different. They're stone discs on top of each other that rotate around. The stone's going to make that crust really crunchy on the bottom and perfectly cooked on top.
Like the #1 Quad City mashup, the taco pizza.
Everybody loves pizza, everybody loves tacos, so why not put them together and make the most ultimate meal ever?
If you're thinking the usual taco beef, think again.
We start with a lean pork. We add our red chili flakes, black pepper, fennel, and we add our secret spice blend. It's gonna give you a little bit of heat, and the rest I can't really tell you.
Then that sausage gets baked and ground twice. Why twice?
It makes it very airy and light, and what that does is it soaks up all that fat from the cheese and gives it an incredible flavor.
The Quad City dough is hand-stretched and tossed.
What tossing does is it stretches it out evenly. It actually has a good purpose, and it's fun to watch.
The sausage doesn't just arrive, it invades.
Every single bite needs to have a ton of sausage in it. To our taco seasoning, your typical Midwest taco that everyone grew up with, this is the spice that everyone's accustomed to.
Cheese-wise, there's mucho mozz and cheddar.
Cheddar is going to, again, give us that classic Midwestern taco flavor that we're all used to.
The pie is baked in that rotary oven, then gets the special Quad City cut. Greg, we still need the story.
I don't know why. That's the way it's always been done. It's the way it's always gonna be.
Greg adds the usual taco toppings, plus the unusual nacho corn chips.
It's a pizza we can taco about.
Oh, what a good bite.
That's so good.
It's kind of like a different texture. It's like confusing your brain because it feels like you're eating a taco, but you're also eating a pizza.
Every inch of the pizza gets sausage, so every bite is gonna have sausage in it.
The pizza here is an art. This is something that people put their heart and soul into, and you can taste it in every bite.
Check out this masterpiece, the Low Country Boil Pizza.
A country boil is when you put all kinds of great ingredients with great spices and you boil it down, and we put that all on a pizza. So when this comes out to someone's table, most of them are like, what is this? And then they eat it, and it's game over.
Right now, it's game on, with a sauce built from butter, garlic, and a raft of Cajun spices.
So this sauce is completely different than any pizza sauce. It's a mashup of both worlds, and we're doing that within this sauce.
Worlds collide as that country magic hits the dough, joined by andouille sausage, sweet corn, potatoes, and plenty of cheese. But wait, he's not done.
Look at this. This is crab. This is not your all-you-can-eat sushi crab. This is the good stuff. And that's what we're putting all over this pizza.
Along with fresh shrimp, this combo is making waves.
And we're gonna finish it off with our low country garlic sauce to give it a little punch of flavor. It's low country, Chicago style.
Oh my God. I feel like I'm like at a clam bake. It's so good.
I'll roll them. The sauce is amazing. It's like buttery, but like spicy. It gives it more like complexity kind of than like a traditional pizza.
There's also corn on here. I'm a huge corn. I'm corny. I'm a corny person.
I have never seen crab legs on pizza before. I'm definitely tasting some spice from the andouille sausage, and when you put it together, it's like a lot of magic.
Where are you finding whole shrimps like this on a slice of pizza? Nowhere.
In the world of Chicago pizza, the Quad City mashups at Roots have clearly taken root.
It's really changed my whole idea of pizza.
With people converging from all over the world, downtown Los Angeles is where cultures come to mix and mash up, especially when it comes to food, the kind you get at Fry Madness.
They just have the best fries.
If you're thinking about health, I don't think you need to come to a restaurant called Fry Madness. But if you're thinking about happiness, this is where you want to be for that.
You never know what you're gonna get. Every time it's something new, it's something fun.
The fun is serious business for owner Sean Lawley. His mission? Transform the loaded fry game.
There's no limit in this kitchen. We don't follow any rules as to this sauce doesn't go with that, or this combination is not right. I am the mad scientist.
From fries smothered in lobster to corn and cotija cheese, there's no combo too crazy. But mouths truly water for the dish that's an ode to the LA deli, the pastrami fries.
We don't want to be traditional, so we try to put pastrami with things that usually don't go with.
He also didn't go with the traditional grill. Everything at Fry Madness is what else? Fried.
We use canola oil for our fryers. It gives a great goldish color to the fries and great crispiness.
French fries crisp up in the canola, along with chopped yellow onions.
When you deep fry them, they get a little sweet, which brings that sweetness to the plate.
What's the perfect way to warm up pastrami? You get an A if you answered frying.
First time that we went to deep fry the pastrami, it was sort of a crazy idea because we thought that it's gonna get too crispy and dry, but we loved it. It came out really good.
Sean mixes the fried medley with a jolt of buffalo sauce.
The buffalo sauce gives that kick of spiciness to the whole dish.
Then makes way for the melty.
The mozzarella gives that great gooiness, and the cheddar has that kick. We're gonna take the plate to the oven, get the cheese melted, and take the whole madness to the next level.
Bet you can't turn the madness up even higher.
We're gonna make it sexy with our homemade aioli and a little drizzle of chopped parsley on top. Pastrami fries. This is the monster mashup.
Oh my.
Oh, wow. They have streamlined the lunch process and combined both a pastrami sandwich and fries into the same dish. This makes me very happy.
It's like a big casserole of perfect yum. The pastrami is very salty and very crunchy at the edges and soft in the middle and provides almost this delicious spice.
The different cheeses, it's a symphony.
It's some of the best aioli sauce I've ever had, I'm telling you what.
It has that extra spice. I love fiery stuff, so it's like heaven.
This is one of the most amazing meals I've ever had.
Elsewhere, satisfying saltiness melds with the sweet memory of childhood campfires in the s'mores fries.
It's combining two elements of happiness, marshmallows and fries. It can't get any better than that.
Sean trades plain potato for the sweet variety.
We're gonna drop the sweet potato fries. The taste of the sweet potato, it has a little of the sweetness that when you fry it, it gets crunchy. That completes the sweetness of marshmallow. While that's cooking, we're gonna chop the brownie for the topping of the plate. It's a very rich chocolate brownie.
Powdered sugar adds even more flavor to our sweet spuds.
You just want to get that little extra sweetness on the fries. Add brownies on top and get it all over.
Tiny marshmallows evoke dreams of hot cocoa.
Then we go with the caramel sauce. We get that flavor of the sweet and a little salty on it.
Before getting the torch.
This is the final touch of the madness. We want to make it gooey and make it all melted over the fries. This is s'more madness.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow. These s'more fries are insanely good. They're sweet, a little bit of savory. The caramel sauce just tops it off. Campfire vibes for sure.
The marshmallow is nice and smoky. The caramel goes so well with the sweet potato. It's a ballet across the palate.
Oh, man.
Sweet potato fries, way better than a graham cracker. This is better than a regular s'mores over the campfire. Absolutely amazing.
The mashups are out of control at Fry Madness.
I'm out of words. This is incredible.
Eating big is huge in Chicago, where creative kitchen mashups mean doubling up on all the good stuff.
If you see someone eating this, you just know automatically they're from Chicago.
For tasty mashups, you can't beat brunch. I mean, the whole thing is a mashup of meals. And in Chicago's Ukrainian Village, Whisk is whipping up some big-time brunch thrills.
The most famous brunch restaurant here in Chicago. You have some people visiting from another state, you want to show them something cool in Chicago, you bring them out here.
Spreading the brunch love are brothers Rick and David.
I always wanted to open a brunch place. Brunch is a whole different culture here in Chicago.
Every meal here, we want you to feel like it's your cheat meal and you're just gonna come out happier than what you came in here.
We wanted to make them feel welcome.
What if I want eggs? What if I want a burger? Why can't I have both?
Bacon and Eggs goes Parks and Rec on the massive burger known as the Ron Swanson Brunch Style.
And he's like the unofficial mascot that we have. Ron Swanson, he's just like your old typical American, you know, I don't like salads, I'm gonna eat a steak every day kind of guy.
Not surprisingly, it starts with meat.
We got the thickest bacon that money can buy, like literally.
David craftily weaves a full pound of it into a bacon snuggly for our 8-ounce Angus brisket patty. He tucks it in with the old over-under, and then it's off to the grill.
We gotta seal it off for about 10 minutes, 5 minutes on each side before it goes into the fryer.
The grilled meats go deep while David creates another pork manteau, bacon mayo.
It's just all the combination of the creaminess, and then you get a little bit of saltiness, and then you get a citrus punch at the end.
He whips that creamy, crunchy combo using his restaurant's namesake weapon.
Because it's all about whisk here.
For brunchified buns, how's about some jumbo French toast? Nicely dipped and grilled till golden. Now that's a rockin' bottom.
We top it out with a chorizo, scrambled eggs. The chorizo is gonna give you that spicy kick to it.
Then that Ron-believable bacon-wrapped patty.
We top it off with our bacon mayo. Grab the top piece and we put it right to the side so the customer can have a nice, beautiful view of the whole burger.
Gaze in slack-jawed wonder at the Ron Swanson Brunch Style.
When I eat, it's the food that's scared.
So the first thing I taste right away is the bacon. It's amazing, crispy, but not too crispy.
It's full of meat.
It's really beefy. The sweet from the French toast, it's perfect.
Breakfast of champions.
I've been mashing up food since I was 8 years old, but I've never done anything like this.
Meal-merging wishes come true at Whisk, where the meaty Midwest meets sweet home Chicago for brunch.
Masterpiece.
Most any food in Philly is a mashup of multiple cultures. No surprise that in the suburb of Glenside, PA, they're doing a little something with dim sum, and then some at Humpty's Dumplings.
I don't know if it's pan-Asian, I don't know if it's pan-fusion, I know it's just pan-delicious.
It all started when self-taught cook Jack Craig was hanging out with his culinary bro, Chef Joe.
The night started out just shooting pool, getting real hungry. Didn't have any money to go out and buy some food, so we do what we always do. We cook for ourselves, you know.
They did a creative mashup of leftovers, put them inside wonton wrappers, and fried them up crisp.
As we were eating them, we were just sort of dawned on us, you know, this is really good. We have a good concept here. We've been running with it since.
First, Chef Joe refined the concept into a mashup with meaning.
My goal for every dish is to really get that nostalgic effect for the foods that people love growing up. Everything that they want to taste, they can get it here just inside of a dumpling.
And these two Philly natives know everyone wants the cheesesteak dumplings.
People come in and their first reaction is just, wow, these are so good.
Like in life, you need some dough to get the business started.
The base for the dumpling dough is some just regular old wheat flour. And then we're gonna follow through with a little bit of the baking soda to make sure it's a little chewy.
It just needs salt, water, and a visit from Captain Hook.
So this is the consistency we're looking for right here. A little bit stretchy, kind of firm, all of the water's mixed together. It's not super wet. We're just gonna ball it up and start rolling it out. So the object here is to really make sure that you are getting this dough nice and thin. It's a little bit tough to do because of how tough the dough is.
With the dough on deck, the steak starts its warm-up, quickly joined by a genuine all-American.
American cheese is a little bit more mild, super gooey. This cheesesteak is extra cheesy, monstrously cheesy, if you will.
Hey, here's a hack to stop that gooey goodness from getting too loose for comfort.
We use onion powder, gives it the same flavor without the actual onion.
And here's more advice from the dumpling master.
You're just gonna take it and form it into a little pouch just like that. While you're twisting it, you're also pinching, and it will give it that little trademark twist at the top.
The quick steam ensures the wrapper stays chewy inside, while a flash fry gets it all kinds of crispy on the outside.
The cheesesteak dumpling, a Philly-inspired mashup.
There it is. That's delicious. It's almost like having a tater tot stuffed with cheesesteak. It's beautiful.
Such an incredible mashup of flavors. It's everything that tastes great about a cheesesteak, everything that tastes great about a dumpling. Put it in one, that's a win.
What first gets you is this crispy, flaky, fresh, and then as soon as you bite through it, you get that juicy steak. I want to grab another one and just keep going, you know?
Also scoring high mashup marks, chicken pot pie noodles.
We just like to take all of your favorite comfort foods and combine them in a big old bowl of noodles.
Joe builds more dough, this time adding egg, which will make the noodles more elastic.
This is where the magic happens. What you're gonna do here is put the dough through the cutter, turn it up a little bit, and there it is, that simple. We just have fresh, handmade noodles, entirely from scratch.
Joe is also making scratch gravy with celery, onions, and a house-made chicken stock. The hand blender makes it super smooth, and a blonde roux makes it rich and thick.
Last step here is the seasoning. We use our own special house blend. I wish you guys could smell this because it smells so good right now.
Chicken and veggies dance over a high flame.
Chicken's looking good, veggies are looking good. Now it's time for the gravy. I like to be a little bit generous with the gravy because you can never really go overboard with gravy.
Joe's noodles get totally sauced and put to bed.
We're gonna go ahead and crumble some of this crust on here just to give it the real chicken pot pie feel. Can't have chicken pot pie without a crust. Chicken pot pie noodles, the ultimate comfort food mashup.
Bam! East-West love child. You've got the pot pie along with the noodles with a whole Asian fusion flair. I mean, they're some of the best noodles I've ever had.
The gravy is very creamy. It has a really nice taste, really well seasoned, and just reminds me of eating a chicken pot pie like I used to when I was a kid.
The noodles here, you can tell they're fresh because of the texture. They're cooked al dente to perfection. This is a winner chicken dinner.
If you want to put a great meal together again, join all the King's horses and all the King's men and
Come to Humpty's Dumplings.
These monster mashups prove once and for all that two tastes are better than one. Whether it's a giant stack of nachos or a chubby chimichanga, food just tastes better outdoors.
When the sun sets, the entire sky lights up. It's just beautiful.
It's just ooey and gooey amazingness.
Al fresco is not just the name of some painter, it's also the best way to enjoy a meal.
The weather's beautiful. What better way to enjoy that than sitting outside and having a drink with a few hundred of your best friends?
We're in paradise, okay?
Absolutely paradise.
This is like a meat skyscraper of goodness.
Perfect outdoor summertime sandwich.
I feel like I'm at someone's backyard, just having a good cookout.
There's an extra dash of paradise in Food Paradise's Outdoor Eats. Mild weather and awesome scenery make the Charleston area an outdoor dining hub, like in nearby Mount Pleasant, South Carolina, along the beautiful banks of Shem Creek.
When the sun sets, the entire sky lights up. It's orange, it's beautiful, it's just beautiful.
A great place to take it all in, visually and gastronomically, is Saltwater Cowboys.
The vibe here at Saltwater Cowboys is truly what you will experience in South Beach, in Ibiza, the Greek Isles, just beautiful ambience. Got kayakers all over the place. You know, we have people just enjoying the sun.
This is the place in Charleston to see the shrimp boats come in. It's just amazing.
But the main draw here is the menu, split between two local passions, barbecue and seafood. First, let's look at some turf. The pulled pork pack trash can nachos.
The idea originated from a trash can. Just kind of throw it all in there, and it all comes together, and you pig out, you know?
Speaking of pig, Chef Ryan sprinkles love all over a prime pork butt in the form of brown sugar, cayenne, and chili powder.
We're going for that real sweet, smoky, with a little bit of spice on the back end. And that gives you a really good bark on the outside as well. Now we're ready to get this down to the smoker and get it cooking for the next 10 hours.
Plenty of time to create the creamy queso sauce, made with whole milk, roasted jalapenos, and tons of American cheese.
It's a cheese that melts at a very low temperature, and it keeps that creamy texture to it. It makes it flow real well over the nacho.
Oh look, a package just arrived.
It's like Christmas morning. Bark looks great. So you see that bone slides right out? That's a good sign. Got good tenderness in there. Oh yeah. Got a big, nice, juicy butt over here.
Here's the trash can part. Your standard number 10 food service can with both ends cut off. And what do you do with that?
Put a little bit of everything into it. Black beans, a little bit of pico de gallo. Top that with some pulled pork. Do the tricolor tortilla chips again. Queso, and up a little bit of black beans on top of that, then some of your pico. Top it with some protein, and then sour cream on top of that, and finished off with some jalapenos.
Plus an extra side of queso that's poured tableside once the can is lifted.
We have a mountain of cheesy goodness in our Saltwater Cowboys trash can nachos.
Look at this. Oh my gosh.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
Where's that? It's not your ordinary nacho.
I don't know where to grab.
I mean, look at this monster here. How's a guy gonna eat that?
The pulled pork is amazing.
And I can taste the cheese in it. It's just so delicious.
I like the black beans. They're so good with the tomatoes.
That's where it's at.
This is a meal and a half right here.
For a local favorite at its absolute freshest, you've got to go for Saltwater Cowboys barbecue shrimp and grits.
What's so awesome about this dish is it takes our fresh local shrimp and mixes it with our sweet barbecue sauce, and that just blends our whole aspect of seafood and barbecue.
That shrimp is literally fresh off the boat.
If you want to get it fresher, you can catch it yourself.
They get a quick sear in olive oil.
This will be a very quick process. Approximately 30 to 60 seconds on each side. You're good to go. A little bit of peppers and onions I'm adding in now. Let them cook together. I'm going to add in a little bit of our sweet barbecue sauce. And that's going to sizzle.
The small batch grits come from a mill called Geechee Boy just up the road a piece.
We actually take a white grit and a yellow grit, mix it together, and make what we call a speckled grit. We're gonna top those grits with a little bit of cheese so that cheese will melt. Last off, add a little bit of bacon.
These barbecue shrimp and grits are ready to go outside and play.
Grits and barbecue with a view.
That's delicious.
I think the shrimp is amazing. These shrimp were swimming about an hour ago. So from the river to the plate. Yeah.
Delicate with a good
So
crispy
good.
crunch to them.
And the grits are amazing. These are really creamy, which is good. You don't normally have barbecue sauce. So it is something neat and different because you can go anywhere and have traditional shrimp and grits. But this is awesome. This has to be the best shrimp and grits I've had.
Hurry down to Saltwater Cowboys for low country freshness al fresco before it's all gone. The rooftop views from this Denver cantina are almost as artful as the chimichangas.
It is stuffed to perfection.
Among outdoor activities in Colorado, eating ranks high in the capital of Denver, where rooftop views and top-notch foods are rocking the Rockies at Los Chingones.
It is so pretty and so sunny. Everyone is out. It's great.
When you think Denver, you don't typically think Mexican food, but Denver has an incredible Mexican food scene.
We call it Mexican redesign. It's Mexican flavors with the Denver Troy twist.
Troy and his team present Mexican-inspired yumminess atop the hard-charging arts district known as River North or Rhino.
We're in like one of the most artistic neighborhoods in Denver. There's murals and art, and it's a fun neighborhood. So the food definitely matches that.
In a big way. Just check out the chimichanga. Our chimichanga tour guide is Chef Brent Calley.
We take the basic ingredients that you would find in Mexican food, and we like to give it a little bit of a flair.
This chimi will shimmy with chicken steeped in an adobo marinade.
Only use awesome Denver natural water.
Then Ingo Guajillos.
They have a nice tanginess to them, a nice mellow flavor. Can't forget the seeds, man. That's where the flavor's at.
Then savory onions and garlic, sweet agave, and spicy Mexican cinnamon.
It's gonna have more of a mellow flavor along with a nice floral aroma.
Achiote paste gives a colorful kick.
In this, you're gonna have annatto seeds, you're gonna have oregano, you're gonna have black pepper.
He brings it to a boil with cumin and cloves. Then it's simmer down and blender up. Finally, Brent goes mano a mano.
Really want to play with it, man. I mean, just get in there elbows deep and just rub it all over that chicken.
After the flavors penetrate the poultry, Chef takes the marinated chicken to the sizzling hot dance floor.
After we flip the chicken, you can see that beautiful caramelization on top. You can already start to smell the guajillo chilies and the annatto seeds and that oregano.
A warm tortilla throws a huge wrap party with spiced rice, pureed beans, then it's cheese Louise with a quintuple blend topped with fundido sauce and that juicy grilled chicken.
We like to load up our burritos.
Followed by some crafting.
We're gonna grab our librarian's paste. If you remembered making paper mache, that's all this is. So it's flour and water. So this is actually just going to make a nice little seal right here.
After the tuck and roll, it's nighty-night.
All right, this is GBD, golden brown and delicious. You can see the texture, the crunch inside there, you can hear it. Oh, yeah, that's good.
Top it with Mexican crema, a raw slaw salad, and fresh pico de gallo. And chimichanga achievement unlocked.
Now this is dinner with a view.
Burritos are great by themselves, but when you deep fry them, boom, even better.
The chicken is flavorful, really well seasoned, and very tender.
The pinto beans added with the chicken just makes for a nice, smooth texture.
The chicken is super juicy. You can tell that they put a lot of love into that. And then that crunchiness from the cabbage, it's awesome.
It's got that heartiness to it, that freshness with the pico and the slaw. This is super.
It is stuffed to perfection.
For a sinfully scrumptious encore, dip into the badass queso.
It's just fatty goodness. You're gonna fall in love with it immediately.
Melted butter caramelizes onions and garlic.
You're getting the flavor of that roasted garlic in there. You're not going to get that raw, garlicky bite that you don't want in cheese.
This fundido hits all the stations of the sauce, going from roux to bechamel to the thickening. Then, that 5-cheese combo, followed by his secret spices.
There's nothing better than this spice mix. You're gonna get just the most intense nacho cheese flavor out of this that you could ever possibly get.
But don't ask what's in it. He's heavily armed. Then he layers his smooth sauce between the shredded blend.
Put our green hatch chilies on there, and we're gonna toss it up in the salamander. It's just gonna ooze all over the place.
The hot dip goes chip side to get a major bite of high desert protein, rattlesnake chorizo.
It's got rattlesnake, rabbit, and pork. It's a trifecta of goodness. Some onions, cilantro, and scallions. And then we're gonna top it off with some cotija. Now this is some badass queso.
It has like a soft kick to it, not too spicy, but it's also like really delicious.
The softer cheese on the top, the harder, more baked-in cheese at the bottom really provides that nice mixing of textures.
I've actually never had rattlesnake chorizo before, and it's just an amazing combination with the cheese.
It's like a milder ground beef with just a hint of danger.
It's super indulgent and decadent. It's everything that I want with like my margarita.
Chow up in downtown Denver with fun Mexican food and an artistic view at Los Chingones.
Denver!
The Hawaiian sliders at this Florida hotspot will have you coming back for more.
Kaylee, how many times have you been here this week?
I'm not gonna answer that question.
That's 4. It's been 4.
Then it's all fun and games when you're chowing down on Al Pastor fries in Anaheim.
The pork is like really juicy and tender and flavorful. It's really good.
The outdoor action turns tropical in Ormond Beach, Florida. And the island flavors come in waves at everyone's favorite hang, the Kona Tiki Bar at Grind.
There's nothing else like this. It's so much fun.
Whether you're here for lunch or dinner or at night or at brunch, it's always a good time.
We're in Florida. People are here because the weather's beautiful. What better way to enjoy that than sitting outside and having a drink with a few hundred of your best friends?
Kaylee, how many times have you been here this week?
I'm not gonna answer that question.
That's 4. It's been 4.
Out here, the drinks are a very big attraction.
Our Bloody Mary bar is as much of a snack bar as it is a place to get a Bloody Mary. People come up with some amazing creations.
Oh, yeah.
There's a hurricane to come, and her name is Bloody Mary.
Weather permitting, bite into your drink, then drink in this tropical bite. Kokomo sliders.
You can't have a tiki bar without having a traditional Hawaiian dish.
Back in the kitchen, executive chef Simon Lange explains the Polynesian rules of engagement.
Right here we got some pork shoulder. We throw it in the oven with some nice juices, some citrus, a little bit of booze, and it really comes together and becomes delicious pulled pork with that hint of Hawaiian that we're looking for.
Before the braise comes a major application of paprika, garlic, onion powder, and salt.
This spice blend is really designed to bring out the natural flavor of the pork. The idea behind it is that you want the pork to do most of the talking.
With a little side chatter from some OJ, white wine, and Kona coffee liqueur.
The coffee liqueur just kind of brings it all together. It really gives the pork a really amazing flavor.
That'll braise for about 5 hours while Simon begins a barbecue sauce with ketchup and fresh brewed coffee to carry that Hawaiian flavor through.
The next liquid that we're looking at is some whiskey, because who doesn't love whiskey?
Ancho chili paste adds bite, and a quick mix-up is all it needs. Now, say hello to my little pork.
Oh yeah, that's right where it should be. It smells like heaven. You can really taste the citrus coming out from the orange juice. There's the subtle hints of the coffee liqueur in there. It kind of becomes that flavor that helps everything come together.
Grilled brioche slider buns are coated with whiskey coffee barbecue sauce and piled high with the Kahlua pork. Then it's another island flavor, pineapple coleslaw.
It really adds a lot of nice texture. The crunch from the cabbage really gives the whole thing a better mouthfeel.
Our mouths are ready for all the feels.
Come to Florida, get a little taste of the islands in your mouth.
Oh my God. This is one giant avalanche of a pork slider. So good.
The meat is tender. That's the first thing that hits your mouth.
The barbecue sauce has a sweet heat. It's just delicious with that slow-cooked pork. Perfect.
I love the coleslaw. It has the perfect combination of pineapple and red cabbage, the perfect crunch.
It's finger food at its finest.
And in this part of Florida, nothing beats the pull of Kona's outdoor patio. And we do mean nothing.
I literally came here and ate this on my wedding day. After my reception, we came here. It made my wedding.
Outdoor Eats get an amusing makeover in Anaheim, California at Golden Road Brewing, where it's always a backyard picnic with friends.
I think this is one of the best outdoor eating spots around. It's good food, good drinks.
I love the games, I love the grass, I love the colors. Everything out here is beautiful.
Even the guys who run the place have relaxed into their jobs at this perpetual playground.
There's not a lot of places where you can bring your kids and your dog and enjoy a beer, and the menu is diverse as ours. We've got 40 beers on tap, an interesting mix of experimental beers that we brew here on site.
Their awesome beer is why Golden Road grew real big, real fast. And it's a key player in Chef Henry's keg-tapping block party of a menu.
All right, fire! You got a Philly, you got all your nice strawberries.
California has 2 seasons. It's summer or not summer. You can be outside drinking beer all day. So the thought process of creating food here was what goes well with beer.
How about some nicely spicy al pastor fries?
Fries are one of the best foods invented. When you add al pastor, you've got a pretty exciting take on nachos with fries.
Al pastor is Latin America's version of shawarma, brought to Mexico by a wave of Lebanese immigrants.
So in Mexico, you have pork, layers of onions, and then layers of pineapple. And they would kind of do that, and they would slice it off. So here, I don't have a spit, so we just braise the hell out of it.
It is a tender shoulder cut of pork with a little junk in its proverbial trunk.
Fat is good, man. I tell people I'm the human Wagyu, so if you eat me, I'll be so good, dude.
He sprinkles the shoulder with salt and pepper, then builds a marinade of citrus juices, chopped pineapple, serranos, fresh garlic, and cilantro.
Pastor, you're gonna have a lot of elements of sweet, sour, tart, spicy. And then achiote paste right here. Bam, this is the magic.
That paste is a Mexican staple made from cayenne, cumin, and coriander. He blends it all together and then bathes the pork in the marinade.
Plastic wrap's gonna help all the moisture stay inside, so when it braises, you don't lose any kind of moisture.
12 hours later, and what have we here?
It's like a birthday present, you know? Nice and shreddy, baby.
Henry unwraps a garden of earthy delights and gets them seasoned.
Nothing says outside more than fresh veg.
The veggies are roasted and blended into a spicy salsa.
Oh, it's so good.
Fry time! About a pound of those bad boys are topped with pico and lots of that roasted salsa.
You don't want to be shy with the salsa. You want it in every single bite.
Next, it's our 12-hour pork crowned with pickled onions and pineapple habanero crema. Partay!
Outside comes alive with our al pastor fries.
It's so good. The salsa is amazing, and the pork is like really juicy and tender and flavorful, and I can taste like pineapple, and it's really good.
I love the spiciness of the dish. It has a good ting to it. I like being outdoors and enjoying the food with my beer. It's a great combination.
French fries are by far my favorite food, so I'm a really big fan. The onion and the meat and the tomatoes pairs beautifully with the beer.
I was gonna say that.
With the beer.
I mean, French fries, you just can't go wrong. With all these flavors, it's just delicious and happy and warm inside.
Okay, how about these 3 words? Fried avocado tacos. Henry builds a nice fresh slaw with baby peppers, roasted corn, black beans, and cabbage.
Fresh lime juice is gonna bring out the natural flavors of all the other ingredients.
Avocados are sliced onto a sheet pan so they can be frozen. That's a chef's secret revealed.
They're frozen just so that we can batter them correctly without them breaking.
Those frozen fruits of the tree are dredged in flour, dunked in beer batter, and done up with panko. Why so complex?
Here, you gotta put love into everything, man, or else it's not gonna taste right.
Just 3 minutes in the fryer, and those babies have the perfect tan. They're swaddled in slaw-filled, grilled tortillas.
We're gonna go with our avocado salsa. These are tomatillos, jalapenos, avocado, cilantro, and here's our chipotle crema.
Hey, buddy, take it outside.
Avocado tacos, a California dream.
It's so good. It's probably one of the best things that I would order when I come to Golden Road.
It's got a burst of flavors. Even though the avocado is fried, it still retains the avocado flavor and the texture.
The corn's really nice, just like a little bit of the roasted flavor coming through. I like that a lot.
I think it's a great dish to eat outside because it's very fresh and it's so satisfying with the lemon.
And good with the beer.
Yes.
Fried food and beer is a perfect combination. He agrees, see?
Feasting on the outdoor food and fun at Golden Road is like finding a golden ticket. Except really, everyone's invited. Grab a seat by Waller Creek to enjoy this Texas take on the meaty muffaletta.
Like an explosion of flavors that I did not know that existed.
And in another twist, sink your teeth into this big brisket sandwich in Brooklyn.
The slices are so thick, but like so succulent that it just melted in my mouth.
Everyone knows the dirty 6th Street area of Austin, Texas is hailed as the live music capital of the world. Thanks to Easy Tiger, it may now be known for dining in
great outdoors.
Get excited to crush beers and Easy Tiger's handmade meats and breads alongside Waller Creek.
We just have this great outdoor space. It's kind of just below street level. It's right on the creek. You gotta go in through this secret way and find your way out to the sunny beer garden.
I feel like I'm at someone's backyard, just having a good cookout.
Look up and see beautiful blue skies. It's great. No better place to drink.
Chef David prefers to be called the head dough puncher, but it's not just his baking prowess that keeps them coming back.
We make everything. Of course, we're making our own breads, but we make all our own sausages. We cure our own meats like corned beef and pastrami.
And many of those meats crowd into their Texas take on a New Orleans classic, the muffaletta.
I've always loved this sandwich since I was 12 years old with my dad in New Orleans. All of the meats we make here, they take time to do.
For the house ham, David puts some brine on to boil.
We're gonna put all our aromatics, our rosemary and bay leaves, garlic, all kinds of spices in there. A lot of regular salt, pink salt for preserving the ham, and some brown sugar.
Dr. David needs that flavor inside and out.
I'm gonna give it 4 big shots of brine.
He covers it with the rest of the brine, and that'll cure for 10 days before getting an 18-hour smoke. Next, David flexes his baking background.
We have our pane italiano dough that I decided would make a great muffaletta bun, and it has a little olive oil in the dough, has a little spelt flour for flavor, and we're just gonna shape these up.
Those rise to the occasion, tripling in size and getting a sesame top coat. While they bake, he turns to his distinctive olive salad.
This is our Texas twist. Instead of jardinera, we use escabeche, which is pickled carrots, cauliflower, and jalapeno peppers.
That gets chunked up with Kalamata olives.
Fresh rosemary really brightens up the flavor and punches up the Italianness of it. Some olive oil in there, that's what really makes the salad soak into the bread so yummy.
He thick slices the finished ham, as well as house-made mortadella and salami, then slices that huge roll.
Plenty of olive salad on there. I love that it has so much oil that just soaks into that great bread. Amazing ham that we made. Plenty of that on there. Oh boy. Now our salami. I'm getting hungry making this.
He covers the meat spread with provolone and another layer of olivey awesomeness. Muffaletta.
A taste of the Big Easy at Easy Tiger.
It's really good.
That is delicious.
Boy, I took a big bite. The smokiness of that meat is really good. The ham's amazing. It's so good. It's just totally different. I was like, what is this? It's like an explosion of flavors that I did not know that existed. I can taste the provolone. I can taste the carrots. Doing like a little spicy thing here.
I love olives, and this is like the perfect mixture of the meats and the cheese. It's a great little Italian dance going on in my mouth right now. I love it.
It's big and meaty. Pretty darn good.
For a truer taste of Central Texas, wrap your hands around their venison cheddar hot link.
It's just the perfect sausage to have with a beer out in the beer garden on a nice sunny summer day. This is our venison. Oh man, this is nice venison too.
For extra juiciness, those get tossed with pork fatback, green onions, garlic, a spice blend, and hatch chilies. After the daily grind, David tosses in cheddar and gets totally tubular with a natural pork casing.
Now we're ready to hit the links.
The sausages get cooked, then finished on the grill.
We're putting the love into it. We're crisping up that skin too, so you get a nice pop to your sausage.
A hot link needs a warm place to call home, like a pretzel bun.
We're taking two really great bar foods and putting them together, the pretzel and the sausage.
Fun fact, pretzels get their distinct taste and color from the dangerous lye bath.
As long as you treat it with respect, it's no more dangerous than the live fire or the sharp knives you use in a kitchen.
After baking, the buns are custom fitted with a hot link like a foot in a cowboy boot.
Just because it's not quite spicy enough, we're gonna add some fire and ice pickles. A hot link to enjoy by the cool creek.
Bite into that casing, it just opens up and really brings out a lot of different flavors, which is fantastic.
There's some cheese in there, a lot of smokiness. What I really like is the hot peppers, like in between.
The crunch of the pickles with the sausage. It's like a really good balance.
The pretzel bun is definitely a perfect delivery system.
It's everything you want with the sausage. It's chewy, it's got a little bite to it, but not too much. Just goes great with the whole thing.
Year-round, Austin's Easy Tiger is an easy bet for an au naturel good time. Barbecue is like the official food of the lazy outdoor hangout. And if you think that kind of thing doesn't go on in Brooklyn, well, you better think again.
When I think of New York, I just think of food. And so barbecue doesn't necessarily surprise me. It's like, yeah, bring it. We've got the best of everything.
The family-style outdoor tables are calling at Morgan's Brooklyn Barbecue.
Outdoor meals are very much appreciated. We want to try to get as much outdoor meals in as possible before it gets too cold.
There's something different about smelling fresh air versus being inside. We're inside all day.
Everyone comes together to make the Morgan magic.
We have two wonderful people in the kitchen. Our pit master named Eric, who really works all night, smoking the meats, and then our chef Zenobia, who works during the day, making sure everything's served perfectly.
The results are incredible in their outstanding brisket sandwich. Eric brings his Houston-born and raised barbecue skills to a big old Brooklyn brisket. First, a little off the top, please.
Most of the smoke is going to come in here and give you a nice smoke ring through the bottom, so this would block that. And I like the smoke to get in, so I kind of take it all off, or as much as I can.
But not too much.
I really want it to be insulated with this fat, and it'll make a really good crust or bark.
When fat levels and aerodynamics meet his meat specs, Eric turns to the rub.
I'm just gonna start with pepper. Always starts with pepper. As coarse as you can get is what I like.
Kosher salt, seasoned salt, and chili powder are the big three. Then he rustles up some mustard.
I'm not gonna use a lot, but just enough to get kind of tacky, so everything will stick to it.
And stick to it, it does. Mostly.
It's called a rub, but you don't want to really rub it into it. And whatever sticks, whatever stays to it, it's really all you need. Thing's ready to go in the smoker right there.
After it slumbers with the lumber, the brisket emerges juicy and just right. It aces all the tests, then goes to Zenobia to fulfill its sandwich destiny.
I love barbecue. My favorite is brisket. It's more tender, juicy, it's more moist.
He stacks the slices onto toasted brioche and adds sweet house-made barbecue sauce.
Would you like some barbecue sauce like that on top of the brisket?
Bring it! And a buttermilk coleslaw while you're at it.
The best brisket in New York.
That's like the size of my head.
I think it is, actually.
And I don't have a small head, so.
Extremely tender. Tasted like butter, perfect level of sauce. That brisket was amazing.
That effect of like not even needing a knife that makes the perfect brisket. Like I don't think I even needed teeth. Like the slices are so thick, but like so succulent that it just like like melted in my mouth.
The brisket is so tender and soft, but then the coleslaw give it like a crunch. It's perfect.
There's no way that you can achieve this level of delicious with a shortcut.
That was worth the effort of getting that enormous sandwich into my mouth.
Oh man, my stomach is happy.
It's outdoor comfort dining on the hipster tip at Morgan's Brooklyn Barbecue. How do they do it?
I don't know. I'm not a cook. I just worship food.
This alfresco eatery north of San Francisco is almost like eating under the Tuscan sun.
Oh my gosh, look at that. There's so much pork.
The fires are burning and the crowds are gathering outside in Healdsburg, California. Here at the quaint and rustic Campo Fina, the alfresco feasting traditions of Italy are alive and cooking.
When I traveled to Italy, I ate outside as often as I could. The atmosphere, the weather, the people kind of transports me back to that.
Score one for Chef Ari Rosen, whose outdoor aspirations came from childhood memories of a family friend, Nono.
Every time you stepped onto his property, it felt like you were in Italy. And I wanted to give that feeling of holidays and eating outside and eating at big long tables and al fresco dining.
He's tapping into something primal.
Eating outdoors goes back thousands of years. The smells of the wood-burning oven sort of dancing around you as you eat outside really elevates your overall dining experience.
That experience reaches its zenith in Italy's favorite sandwich, and Ari named his version for the man who inspired him, porchetta alla nonna.
Porchetta is traditionally a food that's served outside, one of the most flavorful things you've ever tasted.
We'll need a center cut of pork, skin on, and plenty of kosher salt.
A heavy sort of seasoning is required because you've got a lot more meat in here than it looks.
Fresh garlic arrives ready to get rubbed in.
This would be the equivalent of Italian spa. If you haven't had the garlic rubbed down or the sage and rosemary mask, I highly recommend it.
He's also into a secret Italian ingredient that's having a moment lately, fennel pollen.
This is a key component that uplifts the porchetta and plays with the garlic and the other herbs.
Those being the aforementioned rosemary and sage. Ari also seasons an extra pork loin and tenderloin, carefully lays them into the belly, and along with another chef, gives it all a serious cinch.
What I'm looking for on getting the skin this tight is basically a casing, a natural one, that holds together all the juices and the moisture in the meat. That way we don't lose any of the precious flavor that we've so carefully packed into this thing.
The outside is seasoned with olive oil and salt.
And away we go.
Then that porchetta hits the fire.
Right now you can see that tiny little bubbles that are popping as the moisture evaporates, and that's really where we get the crispy skin.
It takes less than 10 hot minutes to achieve crispiness maximus. Ari deploys some foil, then the porchetta roasts for 4 hours and emerges victorious.
Woo-hoo! I'm talking perfection. We've got perfectly moist, succulent meat, crispy outside. We did it.
Toasted ciabatta is dressed with an herbaceous salsa verde, chopped egg, and plenty of porchetta, along with arugula, pickled onions, and a spicy salsa roja.
So I like to garnish with 1 piece of chicharrones. And there we have it, porchetta alla nonna, the perfect sandwich to eat outdoors.
Oh my gosh, look at that. There's so much pork.
The pork is very tender. It's just like this beautiful, juicy sweetness, and the herbal quality gives it this elevated flavor. It's pork deliciousness.
These pickled onions really add a nice sweetness and a nice sharpness to it to contrast all the richness of the meat and the egg. It's pretty phenomenal.
Chicharrones. Smoky, tasty, crunchy, peppery, not too spicy. A lot of flavors. It's hitting all the taste buds.
Perfect outdoor summertime sandwich.
Another outdoor sensation, the North End Pizza.
It's a white pizza inspired from the North End of Boston, really from the subculture there in terms of cold cut sandwiches. And it's basically a nice shout out to all the Italians on the East Coast.
Ari carefully stretches his secret recipe dough.
We're just letting the weight of the dough do all the work. We really pride ourselves on what some people call the window pane effect. We were actually almost able to see through the pizza dough.
The sauceless pie features Parmesan and mozzarella, followed by imported salami and a house-made coppa.
You can see those beautiful veins of fat. That's really what makes this such a decadent cured meat.
Peppers add a little heat while the flame adds a ton of heat. It's just minutes from oven to lovin'.
That's the North End pizza. Wicked good.
This is my favorite pizza in the world.
That's great. It gets that outdoor smoke from the wood fire, spicy with the different meats on there. Gets you right in the taste buds. Gonna have some more.
Authenticity, that's what I'm tasting. The copa tastes just like a mixture of ham and bacon with the decadent cheese. It makes you want to keep eating.
That outdoor oven and that feel of a family picnic are what make dining at Campo Fina something to celebrate.
There it is.
Take a twirl through the Creole linguine at this Alabama eatery on Wolf Bay.
I love spice, and it's got a great amount of it. Yummy.
Outdoor dining is a must-do on the coast, East Coast, West Coast, and especially the South Coast, like in Orange Beach, Alabama, where it's always a great day to get your knees in the breeze.
We're in paradise, okay?
Absolutely paradise.
The good times never stop at GT's on the Bay. It's right in the name.
GT's actually stands for Good Times. It's a restaurant we designed for families. We wanted a playground for kids. We wanted great food. Everything's made from scratch.
We take the boat here. My 7-year-old can just play and have fun on the pirate ship while we have a couple drinks and enjoy some appetizers. I mean, what's not to like?
GT's menu takes advantage of all the great seafood right here in Wolf Bay. Exhibit A, Creole linguine. It's powered by Gulf shrimp, which are not just your average shrimp.
They're a little sweeter, they're a little milder.
And they saute up nice with diced bell pepper, onions, and a local favorite, spicy Conecuh sausage.
Very iconic, it's been around forever, and it's kind of the go-to sausage. We're gonna add a little garlic. We're gonna add our crawfish tails. We'll put our little diced tomatoes. We're gonna add some green onions to it.
To up the Creole quotient, a dash of Cajun seasoning.
Gives it a nice little kick.
A quick deglaze with shrimp stock compounds the flavor. And in goes linguine. We're getting close, folks.
Look at that beautiful shrimp right there. It's all steaming. That's good. That's good eats right there.
Only one thing can make it better now.
We'll put a big old nub of butter up in there.
Fresh herbs finish it off.
This is how you have a good time on the bay. Creole linguine.
I taste Creole in this, a lot of Creole. I love spice, and it's got a great amount of it. There's all kinds of flavor. It tastes fresh. It's yummy.
It's got seafood, spice. It's hella nice.
Makes your whole mouth explode with flavors.
Here's something that's definitely not shrimpy. Sporting a glaze made from America's favorite whiskey, it's the fully jacked Old No. 7 burger.
In our whiskey glaze, we have a little garlic, a little chili powder, some soy sauce, Worcestershire, maple syrup.
And more Southern-style refreshment, sweet tea.
Because who in the South doesn't love tea? We're bringing it to a boil so all those flavors can meld together. It'll thicken up a little bit with some caramelization from the maple syrup. Now we're gonna add a little whiskey. You can smell it. You can smell it right now. It's fragrant. It smells like whiskey. It smells like a charred barrel.
He thickens it up with a little cornstarch, then sets to work on the meat stack, starting with a pair of 80-20 patties.
Most people call these beef patties. I call them beef fatties because they're so fatty and juicy.
They get grilled up and cheesed off.
Put a little butter down. Throw our buns. While that's working, we're gonna heat up a little of our mushrooms right here.
Then the pork delegation, smoky tasso ham, and crisp bacon. Adding fresh country texture between the patties, deep-fried green tomato.
They're flipping great. We're gonna take our onion rings and we're gonna put them right here. A little hole to hold our mushrooms in there. Pile these suckers on.
A final toast of the whiskey glaze, and cheers.
Top bun. And because the burger's so big, we gotta put a steak knife through it to hold it up. For a little taste of heaven, come try the No. 7.
How do you even approach a burger of this magnitude?
You smash it, You grip it and you rip it.
This is what I'm talking about right here.
This is like a meat skyscraper of goodness. It's amazing. Just poetry, man. Meat poetry.
The flavor through the roof.
The sauce is sweet, it's tangy. I can't have too much of it because I'll have to get a taxi home because that whiskey will kick you in the butt a little bit, you know?
At GT's on the Bay, y'all come back now isn't just a friendly old saying. It's a warning to local seafood.
Be back for your friends.
And just like that, the sun sets on another day in food paradise.
Welcome to the neighborhood.
From cheesy enchiladas to savory Sunday sauce, everyone loves the food at their favorite hangout.
This is the place where everybody knows our name.
It's got sweet, it's got salty, it's got spice, it's got savory, it's got it all.
There's just something about those friendly local spots that keep us coming back.
I've been coming here since I was in first grade. I grew up with the place.
You walk in through the door and you feel like you're sitting with your family.
They're united by the food.
It's all good in the hood.
You don't get closer to love than this.
Pull up a chair and stay a while in Food Paradise's Neighborhood Hangouts. Spirits run high in the Highlands. A happening hood in Midtown Denver. Here, finding a great neighborhood joint is as easy as
FNG! This is the place where everybody knows our name, because it's our own personal cheers.
FNG is named after an old kitchen slang term for newbie, and they treat all noobs like regulars.
Growing up in this industry for over 30 years, I was always the FNG, the effing new guy, right? And I think people gravitate to something that they can relate to.
Newcomers and old-timers alike raise their lighters for FNG's rock and roll American-style cuisine.
Rock and roll American to me is like comfort food with a hip, cool, bold, flavorful twist.
Let's groove to Troy's triple platinum game changer, FNG's Bison Enchiladas.
Bison is from Colorado. It's a little bit leaner and a little bit of a distinct flavor in that.
Some salt and peppered bison chunks hit a hot bass drum-sized pan called a rondeau.
Oh yeah, rock and roll music right there, baby. We're gonna sear it on both sides. It takes about 5 minutes on each side.
He layers fresh garlic and smoky chili peppers to build a braising liquid that's a wall of flavor.
So here we have onions. Normally, sometimes people like to saute them. That's fine too. I like to leave the skin on. It actually adds a depth of flavor. A little bit of achiote here.
Apple cider vinegar has an important job.
It's deglazing, so it's picking up all those little meat particles on the bottom that I love. We are raining some citrus into this bison enchilada.
Finally, pineapple juice. 3 hours later.
Look at that color on there. The tenderness of the meat, how it just kind of falls apart right there. That's what I'm looking for. Nice stuff.
The enchilada sauce is also a heavily orchestrated production.
It's gonna have some heat, but it also has a really well-balanced flavors with the bacon, smoky, meaty. The onions will balance it out. The tomatoes.
Chili de arbol, guajillos, and jalapenos bring the pep, and cilantro freshens it up. After a boil, it's blended and strained.
Look at that color, that consistency.
3 fresh corn tortillas get all hot and buttered, loaded with bison, cheesed up, sauced down, and melted out.
Damn, those look great.
Top it with citrusy slaw, fresh avocado, and Mexican crema.
Our bison enchiladas.
This puts the chill in enchiladas. It's fantastic.
Oh, it's perfectly cooked. If you're a fan of bison, you're gonna appreciate it. And if you've never had it before, it's got that juicy, tender, braised texture.
Falls apart, melts in your mouth.
It has all the 5 senses of flavor on the tongue. It's got sweet, it's got salty, it's got spice, it's got savory, it's got it all.
It's that combination of cool and hot, a little sweet and vinegary, and all those things that you really want just in one bite. It's a complete experience.
So what does Troy do for an encore? How about remix and remaster some classic meatloaf?
So when I think comfort food, this is one of the top dishes that I think about.
First, he sweats down some mushrooms and mirepoix and mixes that with equal parts ground beef, ground pork, and a crazy amount of eggs.
We're adding our chipotle ketchup here to give it a little spice in there, a little kick, a little smokiness, a little fresh parsley, our panko breadcrumbs here.
Then, Troy's MVP ingredient.
I don't think you can have a meatloaf without some Worcestershire. It's got like all these spices, umami flavors, it's kicking.
Troy tops the loaf with more of that chipotle ketchup. What's that bring?
This sweetness and smokiness cooks down in there. It's like a bat out of hell.
90 minutes later, a big bonus cut goes on top of house-mashed Kennebecs and gets more spicy red stage makeup.
We're gonna end it with our cipollini mushroom gravy. I would do anything for loaf, but I won't do that.
I feel like I'm back at Grandma's house. That was awesome.
The ketchup on the top's got a little spice, nice rich gravy, the mashed potatoes are perfect. It's just like amazing meatloaf all the way around.
What you can taste in this meatloaf is love, right? That extra ingredient of love.
It's amazing. I'm tasting the meat. It's tender.
This is what comfort food should taste like and look like.
FNG is Denver's neighborhood place to rock and roll all day
And meatloaf every night.
The majorly meaty sauce at this cozy Italian spot in Philly will do your Nona proud.
This has 3 kinds of meat. It's got spice in it. It is so good.
The Daily Hustle is always at full bustle in Midtown Philadelphia. But you can still slow down for Sunday dinner every day at your Italian grandma's house, Little Nona's.
Little Nona's is a cool neighborhood joint because you walk in through the door and you feel like you're sitting with your family.
This is a place where you can go and start having a great conversation for 2 hours, forget about the time, and you just want to stay.
Little Nona's might be in the middle of the city, but chef and owner Marcy Turney's inspiration is a neighborhood just south of here.
South Philly, this Italian-American community, I kind of took everything that I fell in love with and then put my little twist on it.
All that inspiration comes together in the meat-stuffed main course known as Sunday Gravy.
Sunday gravy is not something from Italy. It's something that Italians, when they came here, they started.
Marcy builds the traditional base of olive oil, onions, and garlic.
After the onions and the garlic are starting to caramelize, next thing is the tomato paste. That's just building flavor, layers of flavor. This is like the start of a great Sunday gravy.
That base gets a major bowl full of imported San Marzano tomatoes.
Those tomatoes are only from there in Italy. San Marzanos are also expensive.
They gotta be to pass the Nona test.
Italian grandmothers are picky about everything, right? Especially their gravy. I haven't met a grandmother yet that's eaten at Little Nona's that hasn't loved our Sunday gravy.
That's because it's fortified by 4 different meats. First up is a pork trotter.
This is what gives the sauce all that nice body. It just leaches out all of this awesome flavor. Pork shoulder, we leave all the fat on there and we just do a nice large dice. And later on, we're gonna pull it out when it's just so tender it's falling apart.
The sauce gets a salty, fatty slap from some pancetta, and lastly, a coil of South Philly fennel sausage. A bundle of thyme and fresh bay leaves give it some herbal essence.
It's good now. In 4 hours, it's gonna be out of this world.
Believe it or not, that's just half of Marcy's meat manifesto. She seasons some short rib, then gives it a coat of flour.
So just a light coating. Very important when you're gonna sear something, carefully lay it down away from you so it doesn't splash up. And then you don't move it. Don't touch it once you put it in the pan.
She sets the seared beef aside and sautés mirepoix in the drippings along with some spices.
We use fennel and coriander.
Red wine and chicken stock fill out the braising liquid. That goes over the short rib and into the oven for 3 hours. Meanwhile, Marcy gets rolling on the meatballs.
If I'm gonna do a meatball, it's gonna be the best damn meatball you ever had. BV&P in South Philly is beef, veal, and pork. You need all 3. Ask any Nona, that's what she's gonna tell you.
Breadcrumbs soaked in milk, Parmesan cheese, and eggs are the ties that bind.
Each of the meats plays a part in the meatball. The beef has that beefy flavor. The veal is very tender, very soft. The pork is very fatty.
And check out this tasty meatball hack.
The secret Nona move. 1 cube Fontina cheese, great melting cheese. We stick it inside, hide it in there, nice meatball. In South Philadelphia, we like to fry our meatballs. Some people think we're crazy.
While those fry, she pulls all the meats out of the gravy for serving.
This is a good hint right here for the Sunday gravy. Remember how many pieces everything you put in.
Oh, let's not forget the pasta.
The name of this pasta is casarecce. If you pull it apart, that's where all that sauce is going to get caught.
The noodles get sauced, and a hearty meat delegation hits the plate with a garlicky accent of broccoli rabe.
And this is Sunday gravy from Little Nona's.
Oh, wow, look at this.
This looks amazing. There's cheese inside of there. Oh my God. Oh my God.
This has 3 kinds of meat. It's got spice in it. It's got a whole bunch of things that, quite frankly, I can't identify, but it is so good.
The meatball is like really tender, really savory. The cheese in the middle kind of brings it together.
I think the sausage is the best part.
The San Marzano tastes like Italy to me. This is really, really good.
You can taste the freshness of the tomatoes.
The short rib melts in your mouth.
Buonissimo.
You don't get closer to love than this, I'm telling you right now.
And there really is a lot to love at Little Nona's.
Sometimes eating this food reminds me of that scene in the movie when she's going, and her neighbor says, I'll have what she's having. That's how I feel in this restaurant.
Up in Seattle, the whole hood is buzzing about this ultimate chicken sandwich.
Crispy on the outside, juicy on the inside. I don't know what they soaked that thing in, but it's good.
And it's not surprising to find soul food in the South, but in South Boston?
It was very tender. I don't even know why the knife is there.
If you've got one short day in the Emerald City, aka Seattle, ease on down to a neighborhood hangout that's really jumping, the Skillet Diner.
Skillet is really kind of about food that's easy and accessible to the neighborhood.
And you come in after like a long day at work or school, and it's an amazing comfort food.
It's like a home-cooked meal.
That's the main goal for Chef David Sargent, who charms the neighbors by keeping things simple.
We don't have foam. We don't have super fancy gadgets or anything. I think that this neighborhood really represented who we were. Casual, welcoming, and we found a really great home here.
For David, home is where the creativity is.
What we want to do is take that comfortable, soul food kind of feel that you get from a classic diner, but elevate the food a little bit.
Like David's breakfast blockbuster, the Chub.
The Chub is named the Chub because it's a fatty sandwich. It's not for the faint of heart, so when you eat it, you feel chubby.
No surprise, David's diet includes plenty of bacon jam, built from bacon and onions.
The onions add a little bit of sweetness, a little bit of savoriness, and it really just adds another dimension, you know, that je ne sais quoi.
As does the brown sugar and malt vinegar, all of which cooks for 2 hours.
Once it gets reduced, you're gonna end up kind of chunky, almost like a chutney.
While that gets chunky, we head back to the Chub. Step 1, the chicken, which is brined for 1 whole day and soaked in buttermilk for another.
That adds flavor, and plus the buttermilk tenderizes the meat a little bit. Makes it for just a more succulent, juicy piece of chicken.
Out of the buttermilk and into the flour.
There's over 9 different spices in there, all secrets, of course. You want a nice coating on there. Pat it down, then throw it in. A couple minutes, it'll be ready to go.
The chicken came first, now it's the egg, while bacon hits the grill alongside a bun. But not your everyday bun, a meat bun.
It's made with rendered beef fat instead of butter or shortening. Just really gives it that luxurious, silky texture that everybody loves to have.
The top of that beefy bun gets cheesed up with American and Brie, which melts off as David lays down that funky bacon jam.
We'll add a little bit of our fresh arugula on the bottom, some of our jalapeno aioli. That'll add a little bit of spiciness. Put down our bacon, and next up, our piece of fried chicken.
the sunny side egg, the cheesy top, and welcome to the neighborhood.
The best dang chicken sandwich you'll find in our neighborhood, or any other.
Yum, I can't wait to get my hands onto that thing. That chicken, crispy on the outside, juicy on the inside. I don't know what they soak that thing in, but it's good.
I don't think too much bacon is a possibility, especially not when you combine it with fried chicken and egg. It's quite a sandwich.
The big comfort flavors of Skillet Diner in Seattle will hit you like a frying pan.
Welcome to the neighborhood.
Tucked away in the south end of Boston is Daryl's Corner Bar and Kitchen, a southern-inspired neighborhood joint with live jazz and scrumptious soul food.
It's an icon. It's been here for a long time. I used to come here when the women wore hairnets.
There's a bit of a legacy of this place in the South End and Roxbury. It kind of brings people together.
Chef and owner Nia Grace fosters a welcoming vibe.
It's really like your neighborhood bar. We've got friends who've been coming here since different owners and different iterations, and so for us, that's that neighborhood gym. Our motto is kind of like the intersection of friends, food, and music.
And the one dish that blends all those good feelings? Mama's lamb shanks.
Typically, Mama would get up early, very early, to start cooking dinner for Sunday night.
A Super Sunday night starts with 10-ounce shanks and kosher salt.
The more you touch on it, the more tender it'll be. This is what I like to call kind of like getting really personal with the meat. We know each other now, we might go together.
The usual mirepoix veggies add more than just flavor.
Once this cooks down, this in fact is my favorite part of the meal, would be the carrots and the celery.
Nia gets hands-on with fresh rosemary and thyme.
We're gonna add a little bit of burgundy wine. That helps to brine it and tenderize it. And it's also gonna make a good reduction when it comes to the gravy.
The gravy gets another boost from a beef base and diced tomatoes.
All of these ingredients, once they're cooked down, this is why I eat the carrots and the celery and the onions. It is in fact like its own kind of side dish.
One last touch, molasses. The shanks get covered and braised for the next 6 hours while Nia makes her infamous mac and cheese.
No one else can make the mac and cheese for any family dinner except for me. If it's not there, they're not showing up. That's kind of the situation that we have going on.
A soulful mac requires much butter and whole milk.
White, sharp Wisconsin cheddar is one of my favorites. They must be doing something different with the cows, but I can appreciate the cheese that comes from it. They must let them watch TV late. I feel like that's it.
Sharp yellow cheddar and a Parmesan Romano mix fill out the 4-cheese profile. And Nia is ready for the return of the mac.
One key thing for me is making sure that your macaroni is seasoned. The way you would season your meat is how you want to make sure that your macaroni is seasoned.
In other words, salt, pepper, onion, and garlic powders, and a thorough mixing.
So I'm just adding a few eggs in here. What the eggs are gonna do is soak up some of the oil that's gonna come from the cheese as well as bind the macaroni.
Then it's easy cheesy, 1, 2, 3-zy.
I feel like every noodle is loved in here right now, you know?
The mac is baked till brown and beautiful. Collard greens arrive right on time, and they all meet at that fall-off-the-bone lamb shank.
South End soul food.
Ooh, wow, look at that. Ooh.
It was very tender. I don't even know why the knife is there.
Wow. You can see that it's cooked to perfection because it falls off the bone. It's delicious, absolutely.
It has a nice caramel flavor to the outer coating. It has a little bit of sweetness to it, and then you get that savory salt flavor in there. It's excellent.
The mac and cheese is what I come here for.
My mama would be proud.
Another hearty helping of happiness comes at you via Nia's soulful shrimp and grits. Boiling water and milk start things off with a small piece of butter.
Small piece of butter. We're gonna have to use this entire half a pound of butter right here.
In go the white corn grits, some S&P, the same white and yellow 2 cheddar punch, and a rather stirring performance. Then it's into a tray.
What we're gonna do next, though, is gonna put some cheese on top and put it in the oven for about 20 minutes. And then we'll have it cool, set it overnight, and get ready to make some polenta cakes.
The cakes are cooled, cut, then deep fried per order. In a pan, butter and Cajun seasonings play sauté for the shrimp.
This kind of like ties us into that Gulf and that New England flair. The first thing that we'll put on the plate is the roux. It's the sauce, that's the gravy.
The roux is a secret blend of tomato base and Cajun spices. She sinks a couple of grit cakes and her shrimp into it and tops it with a spinach and corn mix for color.
A little New Orleans flavor in New England.
Wow, it's so flavorful. Perfectly plump. I love it.
Full-bodied shrimp with nice texture and crunch to it.
There's like a lot going on here. You have the spinach and the corn, and I think these are black beans, and it's spicy. It has a bit of a kick to it. Like, I'm eating healthy, but also I'm eating comfort food.
Healthy comfort food?
Healthy comfort food.
Yeah, I don't think those two things go together.
Healthy-ish.
With its blend of food, friends, and music, Daryl's Corner Bar and Kitchen in Boston is soul-satisfyingly good. The fun and flavors are stacked 3 deep at this New Orleans neighborhood nook.
The triple-decker monstrosity of deliciousness.
Then, if you can't decide which meat to eat at this Dallas barbecue, just have it all.
Oh, just the smoky flavor, like how it's all penetrated right down to the bone. Oh my goodness, yeah.
Bourbon Street is a must-see for visitors of New Orleans, but locals like to hang a few miles away in Mid-City at Liuzza's, a neighborhood icon for more than 70 years.
I've been coming here since I was in first grade. I grew up at the place.
So did Frank and Frankie Bordelone, whose family's been here almost since the beginning.
Liuzza's Restaurant and Bar has been in business since 1947. My mother started here in 1955 as a waitress, and as a kid, I was thrown out of this place maybe 7 or 8 times. Now I get to throw myself out.
Since Frank's mom bought the place in 1981, Liuzza's has had a front row seat to the local love fest. And in this neighborhood hangout, that love goes both ways.
After Katrina, this place had 7 feet of water in it, and people like myself got together and made sure this came back. That's how important it is to us.
The minute they reopened, people started gobbling up a new favorite, Frankie's Seafood Napoleon.
The customers compliment that dish all the time. And he came up with it.
Even a blind squirrel finds a nut every once in a while.
It begins like most great things in NOLA, with a roux and a story.
From the time that I was 8 years old, the shrimp man would show up with about 250 to 300 pounds of shrimp, and I'd have to sit there and peel until they were all done.
Frankie readies the roux with milk and cream and a hint of his Italian heritage.
Romano cheese. It acts as a thickening agent, and it's also full of flavor. It tends to jump at you. We use Louisiana fresh shrimp. Makes a huge difference being so close to the Gulf. Our waters here are very special to the food that we cook.
Artichoke hearts give the sauce a pulse of freshness. While that simmers, Frankie fries up the foundation for this Napoleon.
Start off with breaded eggplant that's in Italian breadcrumbs. We're gonna top that with deep-fried Louisiana seafood oysters. They are the best in the world. Ladle a little bit of the shrimp artichoke cream sauce.
Let's do that again. And yet again. A bit of garlicky pesto, some peppers and onions, and you'll be glad this Napoleon invaded the neighborhood.
Unlike the original Napoleon, this one is a flavor giant.
The triple-decker monstrosity of deliciousness.
I love the way this looks. This eggplant and a little of that shrimp on top. So New Orleans, I love it. That's delicious. That's amazing. Explosions, a combination, unstoppable. Unstoppable.
And the inside of the eggplant is still meaty and fresh. The oysters are fried beautifully, but it still gives you just that sea taste in your mouth with the shrimp, pesto, cream, oozing, gooey deliciousness.
Here's another local bite you can only get at this neighborhood joint, the Frenchilada.
One of the big things down here in New Orleans is the muffalata. And my mother said, well, it's too much bread. She says, why don't we put it on French bread and call it a Frenchilada? And people just went bananas over it.
Whether it's a muffalata or a Frenchilada, olive salad is crucial. And this is a one-of-a-kind combination.
The difference is in the herbs and the amount of olives that we used. We have carrots and yellow onion that add a little bit of sweetness. 3 different kinds of olives that are gonna add a little bit of the salinity to the dish.
A fresh baked loaf of French bread gets loaded with that rich mix and heads into the oven. Then, in a major departure, the ham, salami, and cheese, usually served cold, are grilled.
We wanted to be able to offer a New Orleans staple, but we wanted to give it a little bit of heat and a little bit more texture with the crispiness of the bread.
The bread, the olive salad, and that cheesy, meaty main course. A neighborhood marriage made in heaven.
The original Frenchilada, created by my grandmother, Teresa.
This is the type of sandwich that you dream about. You have the saltiness of all the meats, the meltiness of the cheese, and the olive salad with the crunchiness of the French bread. I love this sandwich.
The olive salad is perfect. And I think it's because they make it fresh every day. It's made with loving hands. It's a thing of beauty.
The olives, oh man. I love olives. It has me all tongue twisted and stuff. That's how delicious this sandwich is.
Once you find out about the great food fueling this neighborhood, there's really only one thing left to do.
Come to New Orleans.
The artsy neighborhood of Deep Ellum in Dallas is where folks in the know go to get their cue on.
Barbecue here in Texas, it's really good. I like it.
I just can't wait for it. They get her in Texas.
Everyone in town knows the Pecan Lodge is the best barbecue around, and they make each table feel like family.
They're united by the food, you know, under this one roof, and it makes me very happy, very proud.
It's definitely a neighborhood spot. And it feels like home here in Deep Ellum.
The Fortons have got them lining up for their barbecue sandwich magnum opus. It's called the Pit Master. Feeding people is something Justin's been into for a while now.
Bought a used pit and started playing around with recipes and stuff in the backyard, just cooking for friends.
That easy experimenting led to the perfect rub, building from a simple start of salt and pepper.
A little chili powder, paprika, a little garlic powder.
Let's keep this between us neighbors.
A little special spice blend right there.
It's all part of Justin's flavor philosophy.
For me, barbecue is about 3 things, and it's the spice rub and the bark, it's the smoke, and then just being cooked the right way.
Speaking of that, bring on the beef.
This is our brisket, certified Angus prime. The flavor just can't be beat when it's done right.
Seasoning barbecue really is an art unto itself.
When the brisket's cooking, you know, the fat starts to render and come up, and it blends with the spice rubs and creates that crust and that bark on the outside. So you just really want to kind of get it as heavy on there as you can all over.
Also participating, plenty of pork butt.
It's pretty straightforward, just salt and pepper on the outside. The pork is the milder meat than the brisket. It's not quite as rich, and so it doesn't need as much of the heavy spices.
And suddenly, we're in Smoker Central.
These are my babies, okay? They all have names. They're all custom built, dire specifications, all wood burning, no gas, no thermostat, something like that. This is Virgil.
He opens wide for low and slow.
In the pits, we burn a blend of oak and hickory, basically. One's a little bit milder than the other one, but they both have a little bit of a longer burn time, you know, which really helps with the cooking process.
Our all-access pass gives us a sneak peek into the smoke.
We've got our briskets that have been cooking now. They've been on a few hours. The black, kind of crusty pieces up here, that's where that rub and the fat and all that stuff starts melting together to form that bark. That's what makes it a distinctive Texas barbecue. This is Texas right here.
Back in the kitchen, that brisket lets us know it's all been worth the wait.
You can see where you've got the fat that's rendered out. You know, this stuff is all really soft, but it's still nice and juicy. That's what you want to see.
Then the pork pulls up.
Each sandwich we pull a little bit off and make sure we get it like an equal mix of, you know, the bark and the meat and the fatty parts and the lean parts.
Like many great works of art, the Pitmaster started out as an accident.
It was more or less born out of necessity. You know, we would just end up making these sandwiches out of the scraps that were left, and then that ended up being everybody's favorite sandwich to eat in the restaurant.
The bread base is anything but basic.
The sourdough bun is a little denser, which holds up really well to all the sauce and the meat.
First, a layer of smoked brisket.
Then a little bit of the pulled pork. Add a couple slices of the sausage like that. We grind and stuff our own sausages. We'll hit it with a little bit of the barbecue sauce just to add another A little bit of tang. Not a whole lot of sweet. There's a little bit of it in there, but there's a lot of chilies and peppery. It's got a little bit more of a kick.
Fresh and crunchy, pile on.
A little bit of the slaw there on top, and then a couple of slices of fresh jalapeno.
Forget fences. Good sandwiches make for good neighbors.
And this is the Pitmaster sandwich.
Pitmaster's where it's at. There's like so much texture, so much flavor.
Just really savory, almost like a maple type flavor, which is delicious. Yeah.
The smokiness of the brisket, the zest, the spiciness of the sausage.
The pulled pork is delicious as well. Just kind of sneaks up on you there near the end.
Oh, just a smoky flavor, like how it's all penetrated right down to the bone of the meat. Oh my goodness, yeah.
This hits the spot, it's tremendous.
It's all good in this hood at Pecan Lodge, no matter where you call home.
I'd fly to Dallas just to have this sandwich.
The delicious breakfast fare at this Decatur diner just might change your afternoon plans.
It's a really good place to come before you take a nap for 4 hours on Sunday.
The Good Neighbor policy is a way of life down south with free refills on friendliness in towns like Decatur, Georgia. Atlanta's next door, next of kin.
It's a chill neighborhood, you know, very relaxed if you want to get away from like the craziness from the city. It's only 15 minutes away.
Number 246 is the place Decatur neighbors appreciate. The name comes from the original plot number on which this local gem was developed, and it adds up to tastiness.
246 is absolutely my #1 favorite restaurant, and I'm a foodie. It's a really good place to come before you take a nap for 4 hours on Sunday.
Chef Justin's commitment to quality shines through in the simple pleasures like number 246's chicken and biscuits.
Chicken and biscuits is a marriage of two monster dishes in the South. Fried chicken meets biscuits and gravy.
Good gravy doesn't just happen. It takes skill, patience, and sausage.
This is the Italian sausage that we make from scratch. Grind it here in-house, and then we toast a little bit of fennel seed and some coriander.
The pork fat is joined by gobs of butter, diced onions, and spices. But the key to good Southern gravy is something called fitna. What's fitna?
I'm fitting to make the gravy. That's it.
Gradually, as the roux graduates to gravy status, you'll notice there's not a lot of careful measuring in Justin's kitchen.
Just eyeballing, man. I think seasoning as you go is very important too. I don't like to put all my spices and salt and pepper at the end. I think it's important to kind of develop those flavors. Now that we got a great gravy, we need to get some biscuits to put it on.
Sweet! But what's up with that 1 pound pile of mozzarella?
It's not cheese, it's shaved butter. Looks like a lot more than a pound, doesn't it?
That's the only way biscuits get fluffy. Strategic butter placement throughout the dough.
Make sure it's thoroughly mixed in, but I don't want to fully break it down all the way into the flour. Now I'm gonna add the buttermilk.
Mix, mix, and doughbots roll out. He punches out some hockey puck-sized rounds.
You could do them a little smaller or bigger. I feel like this size is perfect for one single chicken breast to be laid over the top of it.
The buttermilk theme plays through into the dredge for the brined, tenderized, locally sourced chicken breast.
Now we drop it in the fryer, 350.
Moments later, OMGBD! With everything ready, assembling the specialty of number 246 is as easy as 1, 2, 3.
Decatur goes crazy for our chicken biscuits and gravy.
This is awesome. I didn't know chicken could be tender and fried at the same time this much.
All about the gravy.
This is what you call upscale big city chicken and biscuits.
The fact that it's still crispy, that's important. This one's really good.
I feel like I look like a little piglet. I'm like,
No, you look great.
For Southern hospitality on a plate, eat with your neighbors at number 246-8.
It's like a hug for your mouth.
Chicken and waffles get spiced up in this converted liquor store.
This is kind of like hot wings on a chicken and waffle.
Over on the east side of Memphis, Tennessee, in the Binghamton neighborhood, they boast about a bistro with a Latin beat called the Liquor Store.
The liquor store is a neighborhood place.
If you're in Binghamton, you have to come to the liquor store.
If you're on Broad Avenue, you have to come.
Yes.
You have to come.
Husband and wife owners Luis and Lisa Toro transformed an old spirit shop into something else, turning out 3 meals a day for the friendly folks in town.
Everybody in the neighborhood always called it the liquor store. Can't get any closer to the rest of your community than being in this space on a Sunday brunch.
Anytime's the right time for the liquor store's chicken and waffles. Chef Jess Taylor Hewlett is all about giving something back.
This neighborhood means a lot. It's grown up with me.
Also about to grow, our definition of a waffle.
I like to put in my plantain. Nobody has a waffle with sustenance, and the plantain offers that.
Yep, the banana's tropical cousin makes this batter better, as does coconut oil.
It's smooth. Then it works really well with the plantains.
Then a double shot of the sweet stuff. As that blends, say how do you do to fufu.
You got the fufu flour, which is plantain flour. There's an actual plantain, and then there's plantain flour. So this waffle is gluten-free. Ha! Isn't that awesome?
Add baking powder and salt, then mix a lot.
That little Cuban twist, but it's kind of Americanized just a bit so that we can pull people in to our side, and then we just throw a plantain waffle at them, you know?
Dry stuff meets wet stuff, then hits the hot stuff.
Yeah, look at that.
And there's a Tex-Mex standard that gets its Memphis moment.
Oh yeah, you better put queso on this waffle. You gotta have, though, some salty to go with sweet, right?
She heats up butter and flour, milk and spices.
Now it's time to add cheese.
Creamy American and crumbly queso fresco go on simmer vacation.
It's looking perfect. I'm definitely ready for chicken waffles.
The chicken itself is already loaded with flavor.
It's just a combination of tomatoes, onions, peppers.
She goes dry, wet, dry between that spiced flour and a mix of buttermilk and eggs and TGI fried.
So we're gonna plate it. We're gonna put all these different flavors together so you can see how it works.
There's our queso and some special green.
This is a Venezuelan version of guacamole, more or less. The avocado and lime and garlic and happiness.
She coats the chicken in a tart red sauce called
Guasacaca.
Then it's waffles, chicken and syrup, and a little herbs.
Chicken and waffles, Binghamton style.
The chicken's tender, it's rich, it's spicy, it's tasty. They're delicious. Honestly, they're some of the best waffles I've ever had. There's a little queso on there, so it's almost like nacho waffles.
We love hot wings in Memphis, so this is kind of like hot wings on a chicken and waffle.
Something outside of the box in an outside of the box neighborhood in Memphis. And it's unique, just like this place and just like this neighborhood, you know?
Like a shot of rum in your teacup, Jess shakes things up with the Cuban Eggs Benedict.
We're making pulled pork shoulder. I'm gonna rub mustard all over it. Ooh, yeah. It's gonna make this meat really tender.
Then it meets every spice in the rack.
This seasoning is a combination of many spices. Allspice, cumin, chili rub, salt, pepper, garlic, paprika. It's gonna really bring out the taste of the meat.
About 14 hours later.
Nice crust on it. This is perfect. Very pullable.
Next, hollandaise, but with the cha-cha-cha of mustard. She adds lemon juice, melted butter, and a smile.
That makes me so happy.
Were you thinking English muffin? Not so, amigo.
It's a Cuban loaf. Get 2 nice hunks.
Those hunks hit the plate, and Chef Jess takes us to hog heaven.
Both pork and ham on it.
That's that slow-roasted pulled pork, plus some thick sliced Binghamton ham.
Then I'll put the eggs on there.
The mustardy hollandaise will play off that ham perfectly.
Oh, God. that part when it hits the plate. That's heaven.
Top it with green onions, cilantro, and a southern take on a Cuban favorite, fried pickles.
If you don't have the pickles, what are you doing?
Damn, this dish is Benedict Cumber stacked.
Cuban eggs Benedict, always a good time.
So good. It's delicious. The hollandaise is so creamy. The pork is so rich, fatty, and tasty, and then the bread is just like the nice crunch to add some texture.
That's what's up. That is really good. Dang.
There's a little bit of mustard in there, just like a hint of it.
They did a really good job of making it Cuban and Southern at the same time.
1 to 10, it might be tipping the scales at an 11.
Sure, every neighborhood has a liquor store, but they're not the liquor store.
The best parts of Memphis comes together right here.
If you didn't know, now you know. You too can become a regular at any of these neighborhood hangouts.